From KCTV 5 News, it's Your Morning Sunday.
Now, other news this morning. Over the past month, we've been tackling the issue of student concentration, retention, and memory here on our show. This past week, we took a trip out to Hartscope Learning in Overland Park and met with a student who says brain training has helped his high school GPA.
Red.
Good.
Green.
Good.
Blue.
Keep going.
Red.
Stress and distraction in the classroom. It's something every child must cope with.
Green.
Good.
And this music and metronome provide just part of the environment at Overland Park-based Hartscope Learning Center.
It's meant to be chaotic because life is chaotic and because school is chaotic. So to train someone to pay attention, you need to train them to pay attention in a chaotic environment. Now, it can't be so chaotic that they get flustered, and that's the trick of brain training.
It's here where students are brain training to improve memory, focus, and retention. The center is in its 5th year and continues to see students like Devin Scott walk through the door looking for help.
We were just having issues at school. He was getting decent grades, could have been better. He was forgetting to do his homework. Just really attention issues.
I've seen a change in myself, like just my attitude towards school, and my grades have gone up, which is really good.
So here's how it works. The programs are provided a la carte, depending on the specific needs of each student. Then, through several visits per week for 10 to 12 weeks, students are run through a variety of brain training exercises.
And that you're trying to stretch different brain muscles, if you will, things like visual and auditory and memory and executive functioning, so that you can be stronger, more efficient, more flexible.
But is it effective? Dozens of students and parents say yes.
The biggest problem we have is that our kids are fearful of making mistakes, and because they don't make mistakes, they don't stretch into new things, and when they do make mistakes, then that's reinforcing that mistakes are bad. But without mistakes, it's almost impossible to learn.
But there is a light at the end of the tunnel, Baker says. Just ask Devin Scott, who says he was skeptical at first, but in retrospect,
If I could go back, I'd do it in middle school.
Garfield, Arthur Cleveland, Harrison Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover.
Wow. That's all I have to say. Smart kids and just in time for President's Day. We are so lucky to be joined with Tom Baker and Catherine and Joanne Hanson to talk about the fun event happening in Kansas City that tests presidential knowledge. Tom, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you for joining us this morning. And we're talking about presidential knowledge, something I think I would fail miserably at.
Well, Tom, just like athletes go to the gym to work out their muscles, students like Catherine come to strengthen their brain. There are 3 reasons why you might want to do that. One is that you wanted better attention in the classroom when things get distracting. 2, in Catherine's case, she wanted to be more efficient. She wanted to be able to get more work done in less time. And 3rd, and the thing that I think is most important, is that we help our kids be more resilient in difficult tasks. When you really have something challenging to accomplish, instead of being frustrated, you take a deep breath and go back at it.
I got you. So it's all about training the mind, and you develop different exercises to kind of, help the kids to continue to practice, and you do kind of develop maybe a workout plan, so to speak?
Exactly. And new research says that your brain is capable of changing and growing. And so we take students like Catherine, we test them in the beginning and identify which areas are most inefficient, and then we develop targeted training to help her improve her weakest areas.
Okay, well, Catherine, do you find that this service has really helped you a lot?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, now, we were talking about presidents. Can I put you on the spot? Could you name a few of the presidents for us? All right, take it away.
Okay, Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama.
Wow. That is incredible. That is incredible. Great job. Well, Mom,
you know what, Tom? She can do more. Catherine, let's try a couple of those backwards. Let's
Okay.
see how many you can do
What?
backwards.
Backwards? Okay.
Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Reagan, Carter, Ford, Nixon, Johnson, Kennedy, Eisenhower, Truman, Roosevelt, Hoover, Coolidge, Harding, Wilson, Taft, Roosevelt, McKinley, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, Arthur, Garfield, Hayes, Grant, Johnson, Lincoln, Buchanan, Pierce, Fillmore, Taylor, Polk, Tyler, Harrison, Van Buren, Jackson, Adams, Monroe, Madison, Jefferson, Adams, Washington.
That is incredible. That is incredible. Well, Mom, how has this helped? I think that we've gotten a great example here, but has this really, really helped?
It has. When she was at home, she was having like 4 hours of homework at night because she wasn't understanding what she was reading. And since we've started the program and we actually have finished, she has cut her homework time from 4 hours to about an hour and a half.
That's great.
And she went from an average of about 12 years to 16 years post-test on her ability to process information.
Wonderful. Well, guys, thank you so much. Oh, all right, check out that website. Saray, let's toss it back to you.
We all want our kids to succeed in school, but some struggle to learn, and many times the diagnosis ends up being dyslexia. Well, Tom Baker joins us this morning to talk about a free dyslexia screening for your children. It's going on today. He brought with him Cecilia Kurlbaum, who overcame her battle with dyslexia. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Cecilia, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about this battle you had with dyslexia.
Well, when I was little, I had a really hard time reading and a lot of trouble with school. And I could read like an entire page of a book and not really be able to tell you anything about it. So my comprehension was really bad and school was just really hard for me.
Obviously, there's a lot of kids out there that struggle in the classroom. What are some things that parents need to be on the lookout for, maybe possible signs of dyslexia?
Well, Matt, it's not just reversing letters or writing or seeing things backwards. The biggest symptoms are kids who don't like reading and kids who take too long in their homework. So if a child has been up past 9:30 doing homework more than once or twice in the last month, they should probably come talk to me and see if there's a reason why the kids are struggling.
So obviously, diagnosis is the most important thing to get these kids cured, and this is something you can cure.
Right. And dyslexia is something, a disability in the brain with the way the brain processes information. It's not a problem of poor parenting, it's not a problem of poor teaching, it's a way that the brain develops probably before kids start school and how it integrates auditory and visual information.
You probably deal with a lot of kids that have some complexes because of this.
Well, girls are most often misidentified, like Cecilia, because girls, when they feel uncomfortable, they tend to turn it inwards. Where boys like you and me, when we're uncomfortable, we let everybody else know.
Right.
Girls are misidentified as having anxiety or having self-esteem issues, where in fact there's a reason why they're having trouble in school.
We have some graphics I show the audience so that way they can kind of see. Maybe it does apply to their kid. Maybe these symptoms are something that their kid's dealing with, something that you dealt with, right, Cecilia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously there are solutions, and so the solutions, as you were saying, why don't you repeat those? What would be some possible solutions to these symptoms that people see right there?
Well, if it's a brain-based problem, then it requires a brain-based solution, and the program is more about brain exercising than it is about teaching them new information. So what's great about Cecilia is that she was willing to work so hard to overcome her problem. When she was finished with the program, she had gained developmentally, when we did a post-test, she'd gained developmentally 39 years measured over 8 skills. So almost 5 years of skill from a result of working for about 3 months.
And it worked. How do you feel today? I mean, it's no longer daunting to you?
No, it's a lot better now where I can really see the difference.
And you really enjoy learning?
Yeah. Sometimes it can be just as frustrating as before, but you really know that you can do it if you try hard enough, and that you aren't stupid, but that you can do it.
I couldn't have said it better myself. A poster child here for how you can overcome dyslexia.